Hello, everyone. Welcome to Giant Talk. Yes, you'll notice I'm not Carly. It's Roger. I was, for those of you that have listened right from the start, featured on a number of episodes that we did in our earlier seasons. However, I'm pleased to be back, and I am now the new host of Giant Talk. And to start off this new season, and indeed this new year, Happy New Year to you all, I'm really excited to have a fantastic guest with us that joins us from the Netherlands. Ahmed Elnahas is the IT manager at NN Group in the Netherlands. And he's been working with OKRs for quite a while and reached out to me because he's got an interesting take on how he works with them. So, Ahmed, good to have you with us.
Thank you, Roger, very much. It is a pleasure to be with you, and Happy New Year as well.
Yes, indeed. And to you too. So, if you could just start by, sharing a bit about your background, your story with the listeners, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Ahmed Elnahas. So it's another Dutch name. I'm originally Egyptian. I came to the Netherlands in 2008. I have been working in the Netherlands in many institutes. So NN Group is a financial insurance company. But also I worked in different banks in the Netherlands and telecom companies before. My background, I'm coming from computer science, so I'm an engineer in the core, computer science and mathematics. I also finished my business study in the Netherlands a few years ago. I'm married and have lovely 3 kids. So that's me.
So, obviously, you're here to talk OKRs. That's what this podcast is all about. So perhaps maybe start at the beginning. How was it that you encountered OKRs, that you came across them?
Yeah, it is. It's a funny story a little bit because I started during my business study. I was very fond with the strategy execution, how to bring the strategy and to the floor, how to make sure that it is working and it is maintained for a long time. That was the thing that I was trying to find a way how to do it. At the same time, there was the challenge of that the teams now, most of the digital transformation is including IT. It is also the agile way of working and the link between those. I didn't know how to do this. In a big organization or corporate. So, and at that time, I was working for one of the big banks in the Netherlands, and there was a newsletter that is coming from the board. That is what happened in the board and what they discussed. And one of the topics was Measure What Matters book, and there was someone giving a presentation for John Doe. So I was getting interested in the topic and the OKR, and from there I got introduced to the methodology.
Okay, and had you encountered anything like it before? Had you been using anything else that was maybe similar to OKRs?
Yeah, there is some methodologies or attempts that is to do so, something like the Hashim metrics and also the strategy execution, Frank Covey. There is some attempts of always to how to break down the objectives, the big goal to small things that can be achieved. The difference with OKR always is I believe is the focus on outcome in the implementation, not the output. And this is what has triggered me. It is a shift in mindset as well to ask team to focus on the outcome, not only the output. That was the interesting part for me.
Right. So it was the shift from output to outcome that hooked your interest then.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. That's interesting. So you said that you have been obviously using OKRs for a number of years. This newsletter had planted the seed, and something obviously grew from that. So that's great to hear, because these newsletters often don't land particularly well, if at all. So just talk us through how you started to use them. Did you start locally, just in your team, or was there a very clear intention of the organization to use them far more widely? How did it all start?
Yeah, it is. I started very small at the beginning. I believe always in a start small, think big, and move fast.
Yeah.
So I started small. I started with a small team to test the concept, and also to embed OKR with the agile way of working, with strategic objective that we receive from top management, how to do this, and use OKR to do the glue between them. Right. In the beginning with one team. And now we are moving into, after a few years, it is growing from one team to a department to a unit. So the concept is working. Also keep in mind that we are learning through the journey. Mm-hmm. So the things that has been done in the beginning, it is now much clear. Now there's some mistakes we made and we corrected them, and there is some learning we got. So it is growing during the time as well.
Right. Okay. And I mean, that's the great thing, isn't it? Because you work in cycles, you get the chance to, if you make a mistake in this cycle, you get the chance to correct it for the next one, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, True. You obviously, you work in technology, and a lot of the technology projects that are run with agile. Okay, run very clearly using agile principles and approaches. How have you sort of connected OKRs with agile working? Because I know this is something which you've given particular focus to, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. So I created sort of, let's say, an operating model called Compass that is using the strategy execution framework that we used to have from the top, the pyramids of the big goal, the vision, and the mission, and go through the breakdown till you reach a level of key results, and then assign key result to the teams. So to make it simple, it is in the beginning of the year, we sit together and define what is the main long-term objectives. What is the long-term objectives that we would like to achieve to fulfill the strategy that we are decided to do, to choose or to implement. These long-term objectives every year is broken into annual objectives. So every year we sit together and decide, okay, what is the annual objective, and is the long-term objective still relevant or not? And every quarter, on a quarter base, the teams and the management decide together what is the main key result, what is the milestones or the success criteria of these objectives that we can achieve in a quarter. So we scope our key result in a quarter base. And after that, the teams during the quarter, they go through the traditional or typical cycle of Agile, which is the sprints. Every 2 weeks, they start to add ethics features and implement them. These features should add to the key results. That is, they are aiming to at the end of the quarter. So we have these kind of different cycles, a bi-weekly. So let's say if you sprint in 2 weeks, a quarterly cycle. That is, you check the key result and see the feasibility and impact of the key result. And a yearly cycle, where you revisit your annual objective if it is still serving the long-term objective or not.
Right.
So that's the framework.
So it's really interesting, because when I've worked with technology teams, one of the challenges, actually, let me say challenges rather, that they often come back with is it's really difficult for us to have key results that measure outcome, because all we do is the building. We just do the development, and we deliver the feature or deliver the product. We never get to see what that does. So has that ever been a challenge for you with the teams, and perhaps the key result that they need to work towards?
Indeed, it is. It is. I don't think it is only for IT. I think it is. We are trained to report what we did.
Yeah.
This is, I think, in the culture that is, everybody would like to show how much I was busy and in what I was busy in the past. Right now, we flipped the situation.
Yeah.
I asked the team, I would like to achieve this objective. What kind of key results do you think you can deliver to me? What kind of outcome that you think you can deliver? So they define the outcome, and they own it. And it is from that perspective, how we do it, how much effort we put in it. It is not relevant in the discussion. It is relevant definitely for the team in such cases, but in some cases, but it is not relevant to the discussion toward the objective. So yes, there is a change in culture, and a change of, you need to let go also as a management team, to let the teams decide what outcome they can deliver and let them own it. And once they own it, they will accept that it is not something that what we did, this is what we achieved.
Mm-hmm. So have you ever found then that a key result that a dev team might be striving towards is perhaps one which is, how can I put this, requiring measurements elsewhere? Okay, so, if they release a feature, a new feature which which is expected to, I don't know, increase the user base by this much, have you seen instances where they've then tracked that, even though that might not be data which they're responsible for, but they've kind of kept an eye on, has that feature actually done what we needed it to do?
Yeah, I think that happened a couple of times. I can recall some incidents or some instance that is, the key result was, as an example, getting adoption for a specific feature or application. And the team is working on it, but it is, they finished the work, but the adoption didn't happen. But then, because they own the key result, they know who they need to call. So they call the other teams to help them to achieve the key result. They are focusing about the outcome. Mm. So in some cases, we even have one key result, but the teams that contributing to it is owned by one, but the contribution of 4 or 5 teams.
Yeah.
They all contribute to that same outcome, which is owned by one of them, that is responsible about the follow-up, the facilitation, the make sure if it will happen or not, these kind of stuff.
Yeah, OKRs just don't work unless they're cross-functional, do they?
Exactly. And it is facilitating the cross-function as well. That's what I like about, because we can align better on outcomes more than output.
Yes.
If I know what you actually are trying to achieve, I will help you better.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, it's still something which a lot of organizations struggle to get their head out of this hierarchical thinking, don't they?
Exactly. And it is that's why it is one of the main essence in implementation is culture change. The empowerment of the team, the autonomy to create common objectives and celebrate the contribution, can celebrate the behavior more than the performance itself, the collaboration, highly appreciated. So these kind of culture that we need to create will facilitate that, will make it much, much easier.
So, Obviously, you're a seasoned hand with OKRs now. You've seen them working for a number of years and have gone through a number of, refinements and adaptations to the way that they've been used. And indeed, you've got your own approach, your compass approach. So what's the evidence that you've seen that tells you actually OKRs have been really worth it, have actually had the impact that we wanted them to have?
Yeah, I saw a lot of evidence that this is how it should be done. To be honest, something like the more focus that the team have right now on achieving the goals. The teams are more focused on the objectives. They are not focusing about only that is, okay, I do my work and it is done. All the Kanban boards to finish with done. But what after done? This is the question. So now the teams know they focus about the outcome. They have better collaboration because they share the objective. So let's say on the department level, we have one objective and all the teams contributing with key results to this objective. And as I said, some of the key results are shared between teams. So they are focusing on the big goal. And that is also helping us on not spending time on objectives doesn't matter. So if the team is doing something that is not relevant to any objective, maybe we need to stop it and do things that is really adding to the objective. Also, one of the things is I received in many feedbacks about workload improvement. So the workload, when the team knows exactly what they need to do and why they are doing it, they manage their time better.
Yeah.
They manage their capacity better. They know that this is an annual objective. So it is not, maybe it's not, I don't need to do it now. I still have time next quarter. So let's focus now on the things that is really matter now. So also this is an aspect. So I see also the ambition of the team. When you ask the team to, okay, what kind of key result we would like to achieve? It's also some is a throwback when people very ambition in the key result, but it is good. It is good that you ask the team to what do you think the key result that you can deliver to achieve the objective, and they aim high because they own it. So they would like to be proud of it. So there is a lot of benefits to discuss this objectives and key result with the team, not only a management discussion. It is with the team. I think this is the best and maximum benefit you can get from OKR.
Yeah, I mean, one of the first points which you gave, which was that sense of, I suppose you might say greater collaboration. There's there's more buy-in because the objective is a shared one and so on. I know in large organizations, half the battle, isn't it, is getting people to feel like their input is actually delivering something of value and that there is there's a purpose to their work.
Exactly.
Exactly. I think that's one of the biggest management challenges in large organizations to help people understand who might be so far removed from what the ultimate outcome is, for them to feel like they are actually, their work, what they're doing is worthwhile.
Exactly.
Yeah. And interesting that you said as well about you've seen how they've helped in terms of time and capacity management.
This is, I think it is indeed one of the main factors and also one of the big challenges that we have in big organizations as well. Workload and capacity management, it is always an issue. We have also in many companies at the moment, a lot of people getting burnout for different reasons. But if you check part of these reasons, is also the workload, the anxiety that we have because we need to deliver a lot in a very short time, the lack of focus or the lack of direction, sometimes what I need to focus on. this kind of things is also a big issue. And if you start to lose people with a lot of burnouts, you will not have a team to continue. And
no, of course. So when you've seen this feed in, when you've seen OKRs feed into, the planning around time and capacity management, is that something which you've seen done at perhaps when the planning is being done for the next quarter? Are they looking at the time available and
yes,
against the requirements of the OKRs that they're thinking about?
yeah, exactly. That's why in the quarter based, we ask the team to create key on a scope of a quarter, something that they can achieve in a quarter. And sometimes the teams comes with 2 or 3, and then they sit together and they start to let's say break down this key result. Okay, what need to be done to achieve this outcome? And they found out that it's too much. Let's focus on only 2 key results, and let's move the other key results to the next quarter. But because they know that the objective is be called in the annual base, so it's not firefighting. They can plan it together. And sometimes they reevaluate the key result. Maybe they say, okay, this key result actually is not adding that much value to the objective. Maybe and it's a lot of work. Let's take this out and let's create another key result, which will add a lot of value to the objective, but it is less work we can do. And then it can fit now. So the discussion is about, we know the objectives, we know what we need to achieve. Let us do our work with the capacity that we have.
So the big message there is again one about empowerment, isn't it? Let the team trust the teams to be able to honestly say, this is what we can do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So our listeners love this final question because it is perhaps the most insightful and the most critical for them if they're thinking about starting to use OKRs, learning from those that have trodden that path already. So I'm going to ask you, if you were to implement OKRs again, if you were to move to a new organization and start from scratch again, is it that you do differently?
Yeah, I would start with educating and create the awareness of the culture from the top, from day one.
So senior education.
Yes, exactly. I think this is crucial. I think because during the journey of implementing OKR, one of the main factors to success is the culture. And culture, I believe always, it is need to come always from the top management, from the senior management, creating the culture that is allowing this to happen. You need to educate the people and the whole organization on OKR, probably, and what is the methodology is, but also you need to make sure that they have the room to take decision and they have the room to think on outcome and on objective base, not on output. Yeah. So that would be my first word. But I don't know if will be even feasible. If I go back, I think I will take the same road as well and start small. But if I have the choice, I will start like that.
Right. Okay. So and how do you think you would approach that senior education? And any thoughts on how you might do that?
Yeah, I think it is. That's why I'm doubting if it is the senior will be, let's say, willing to start immediately without seeing evidence. So you need to show some evidence about the success, and then you need to make sure that the culture is there. So right now I know what the culture needed. At that time I didn't know actually. I was trying, and I found out during the journey what cultures need, what the kind of culture you need to implement OKR on the right level. Yeah. And it is empowerment. It is the ability, the psychological safetyness. People can say no easily without an issue. People can say this key result is not relevant anymore, I will stop it, without being shamed or marked. People can take ownership and celebrate the small wins to be able to achieve the big goal. So a lot of things in the culture, what we think it is nice to have, it's mandatory to implement the OKR.
Right. Okay. All right. No, I mean that echoes a lot of my experience as well, and that senior education is super important because you're right. They set the tone, and if they're not bought into it, then it's very easy for everybody else to ask the question: why should they buy into it? But
yeah,
I agree that the proof of concept, the evidence, like you say, that it will work is often what is needed to convince the C-suite that it's worth putting their time and effort into. So there is,
I see also our focus on educating the seniors. We are educating them about the methodology. We are talking to them about promises of good results. The process itself, how it will work. I think we need to add on top of that, what kind of culture you need to create and maintain while you are building this. Most often we forget this part and we focus mainly on the technicality, let's say.
Right. Okay. Well, Ahmed, that's been a really great conversation. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us.
Thank you.
I think your experiences reflect a lot of what many people find with around their challenges with OKRs, and it's great to hear from someone who has been using them for a number of years in a number of different organizations as well. So I thank you again for your time. To all of our listeners, thank you for joining us as well. We shall be back again in the next couple of weeks with the next episode. But in the meantime, if you have anything that you would like to ask, or any suggestions, or any interest in perhaps even maybe being on an episode of Giant Talk, just drop us an email at info@therebegiants.com, and we'd be happy to have a chat with you about that. Also, if I may just mention that we have our new free international community for OKR professionals that we're hosting on Slack. The link to join that will be down in the notes for this episode. So if you're interested in joining the fastest growing international community of OKR professionals, then please do so. We'd love to have you with us. So all that remains is for me to sign off and say I look forward to your company on the next episode. Thanks very much now.